Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the 2022 Nutcracker Musical Award and Heart Follies. Today we are going to What is that screen doing here? It belongs in the dressing room. Stagehand. How come they never come when you need them? Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. I guess I'll just have to clear the stage myself. What are these nutcrackers doing here? They belong on 4th Street. Excuse me, folks. I guess we'll just have to delay the start of the show until I can get the stage cleared off. I'll be right back. Play pranks on me, why won't they?
Is he gone?
Yep, he's gone.
Oh, my back is so stiff. Oh, and so is my... so's another part of me. Oh, I have been sitting on that bench in front of Drosselmeyer's for weeks. I've been sitting so long I can hardly straighten up.
Of course you feel stiff, Anoni. You's a folded up like a Naples ravioli.
And at my age, this old wood doesn't bend so easily.
Hey, I'm a tinkin'. Maybe we get Mr. Dressel to restore you just like he's done the Grand Theater. Wait. I think I hear a human coming.
Oh, great. I know what that means. That means I have to freeze here like this.
But to why, Anoni?
Because when humans come around, we nutcrackers can't move or speak.
Misa no capisce.
Oh, of course you don't understand, Vincenzo. That's because this is a musical. And in a musical, everything is explained in a song. Are you ready? Hit it, Roberta. Nutcrackers never make a sound when there's a human being around. We keep our mouth shut in our wooden face. Humans would simply disapprove if nutcrackers ever tried to move. So if our humans their way freeze in place,
Days like a look at us downtown.
but not if we sing and dance around. So I stop at the slightest human noise. We do our darndest to contrive to keep them from knowing we're alive.
We make them think that we's just wooden toys.
Just like in Toy Story, don't be ambulatory when folks poke their human noses in.
I wanna be their friends though.
Yes, so do I, Vincenzo. But whenever our human closes in, we freeze.
Just like gelato does.
We freeze.
Like Woody and like Buzz.
We freeze.
Like trees.
Can't bend our elbows or our knees.
What did it sound? I'm not quite certain. I'm betting someone is at the curtain. I think I saw it move a teeny bit.
If there's a human person there, I better sit down on a chair
And pretend that we are a statue. None of us will move a muscle.
You're not freezing.
I'm a Venetian.
There's some guy there. Here he comes.
Let's freeze.
Let's try this again. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to the 2022 Nutcracker Musical Award and Heart Follies. I'm your MC, Doug Davidson, and I will be guiding you through the magical world of nutcrackers. Now, I know many of you have seen nutcrackers like these before, down in front of our stores, but I'm sure you've never heard them sing before like you just did.
You heard that?
Of course I heard it, and the people out there heard you too.
And there's a hearing us and a seeing us. Why's it that?
You know, Vincenzo, I think I figured it out. You see, we're in a place called a theater, and the magic of the theater creates a world where nutcrackers can move and speak, even when humans are watching.
And there's humans out there right now?
I think so. How many of you today are human? Raise your hands. See? Everyone's human, except for that person all the way over in the back. I didn't see a hand.
Now, wait a minute. Maybe you're not a human. I didn't see your hand. All right, just so we're clear. Okay, so how does this magic of the theater thing work?
Well, things that are usually not alive, like rocks and trees and even nutcrackers, can come to life in the theater. The magic of the theater can overcome any limitations of time or space. One scene could be in a dull, nearby place like Disney World, and the next scene could be in a magical, far-off land like Mango Junction. One scene could be today, December 1st, 2022, and next scene could be 7 years earlier.
Why is it 7 years?
7 years ago was when the first Nutcracker Village first started, way back in 2015.
Oh, I remember that year. Don't you, Vincenzo?
You'll bet your bottom lire I do. That damn mad science guy, he just is so crazy.
You're darn right he was crazy. Crazy in love. With that young woman who designed him, what was her name? Miss Nelson.
She's Mrs. Federica now.
I'm a-seeing it now. She's a-setting him up, and he heave a big sigh because he's so in love.
Yes, picture it now, ladies and gentlemen. The year is 2015.
No, sir. This is the tail end of 2022. You've been hibernating.
No, Grandma. You see, that's part of the magic of the theater I was talking about. It's called a flashback. Here in just a moment, we'll leave the stage, and when other nutcrackers come on in, it'll be the first Advent Nutcracker year, 2015.
No, that's it true? Grandma and I be in the flash of Magumba?
Oh, yes. But with the magic theater, you won't remember this conversation. So when you come back on stage, you won't know that the audience is watching you move and speak. You and Grandma go off that way, and I will join you in just a moment.
Well, okay. Goodbye, audience. I'll see you later.
No, you won't.
No, I won't.
Okay, folks, now use your imaginations. Think back to the year 2015. Miss Nelson has just put the last finishing touches on a nutcracker named Barry M. Chemical, the mad scientist, and he has a huge crush on her. I'll be going off stage now, but you keep watching that stage, and you keep watching that mad scientist. And the magic of the theater, you'll be able to see him and Miss Adelaide when they met back in 2015. Bye, folks.
Hello, my name is Miss Adelaide. I'm a school teacher at the Big Redwood High School in the Nutcracker Village. But I see you holding your chest. Are you all right?
It's that Miss Nelson. You know who I mean. The human who created us. Oh, Miss Adelaide, she is just so beautiful.
Forget it, sir. She's not for you. She doesn't even know you're alive.
But of course she does. You haven't seen the way she looks at me. She likes me.
Well, of course she likes you. I'm sure she likes all of us. As wooden toys, of course. But you're wearing a lab coat. You must be a scientist. And as a scientist, you must know the first law of nutcracker physics. A nutcracker can neither move nor speak when humans are watching them. Oh, we can move and speak with each other, of course. Professor,
My name is Chemical. Dr. Barry M. Chemical. But go ahead. Miss Adelaide, was it? Mm-hmm. Tell me. So what if Miss Nelson is human?
Because Miss Nelson is human and you're made of wood, you won't seem alive to her.
So she can never see me as anything but a wooden toy?
Not unless the world turns upside down. Or Miss Nelson turns to wood.
Miss Nelson turned to wood. I wonder. It could take years of development. But if I could turn Miss Nelson into wood...
Oh, sir, but you couldn't do that. Miss Nelson has a family.
Okay, then maybe I'll turn her whole family into wood.
Well, you can't do that either. From the way her family talks, they have friends all over Steubenville.
Why, then I'll just turn all of Steubenville into wood.
But how?
Oh, I don't know yet. But I'll find a way. It may take years. It may take billions of wooden nickels. But I know that if I put my mind to it, I can turn Miss Nelson into wood. And then she can fall in love with me. And we will, well... Miss Adelaide, you're a school teacher. What do nutcrackers do when they're in love?
Well, same as humans do, I suppose. I guess it depends on what kind of wood the nutcracker was made out of.
Well, suppose it was a boy nutcracker and a girl nutcracker goes by. What kind of wood would he be?
If he's sitting there and she walks by, I guess he's cedar.
Cedar? That's a good wood. But what about her? Could she fall in love with him if she seed a guy like me?
A guy like you? Oh, yes. I think if he's cedar, she could go for a guy like you.
But suppose he's cedar, but he's shy, so he doesn't pay any attention to her. What would that make her?
Pine.
So clearly it could never work out. So there's nothing left for it but for me to go back to my laboratory right away and find some way to turn Miss Nelson into wood.
I'll sure be glad to get back downtown like last year so the people can see us. Only I wish we didn't have to stand so still when people watch us. By the end of Advent, I feel so stiff.
Of course you feel stiff, Private Marco. You's made of wood. Me, I love it like the people who come and watch us. Don't you, Marco?
It's just Mark. And yes, Senor Gondolier,
Please call me Vincenzo.
Yes, Senor Vincenzo. I love the people that come to see us at the Advent Market. Those were the finest moments of my military career. Standing there for the people to see me and have their picture taken with me, even though they don't always get my good side. You know, Vincenzo, I think this is what we nutcrackers were made for, to bring joy to the people who watch us.
Sure, I love the people who come and see us, Marco.
I think we all do, Vincenzo.
Oh, no, not all, Marco. I'm a tinking and mad science guy. Isn't it like the people that come and watch us?
You know, I think you're right, Vincenzo. I wonder what his problem is.
My problem? My problem? It's not my problem. I don't have a problem. It's their problem. Humans, the people, you know what they're like. They can't see us, at least not the real us. All they see is a bunch of wooden toys. Now, if they were made out of wood like us nutcrackers, you paint on a smile, and it stays there year after year. But people, they change. That's the trouble with people, they change. One year they're small and cute and believe in us nutcrackers. And then before you know it, poof, they're grown-ups with car payments and W-2s and don't believe in anything. Except what they see on the internet.
But that's what's so prima about the people mad science guy. Sure days will grow up, sure days will change, but there's always new bambinos, and the bambinos make the adults pay attention to us.
Vincenzo's right, Dr. Scientist. People are the whole reason we're here. It's great for us to be made out of wood, but for them, perhaps skin is pretty good.
No! Only wood is good. Nothing beats the old nutcrackers like my father or his father before him. That's why I wish the whole world was made of wood.
A whole world made of wood? Oh, that's crazy talk. Senor Vincenzo, help me talk some sense into this mad scientist.
Oh, hey, don't you expect him to listen to me? I tell you what, any minute, Patrolman Holiday, he'd be here from his beat. We ask him.
And what is it you'd be asking me, Private Mark?
It's about me. He thinks I'm dangerous.
Well, if that's what he'd be thinking, I'd say he's a right clever private. I've had me patrolman's eye on you for some time, Mr. Mad Scientist. And it's mighty peculiar you've been acting. What have you been up to?
Up to? What makes you think I'm up to anything?
What makes me think so? Well, it's yourself I've seen skulking around, carrying that fancy little shillelagh with you. What is that thing?
It's my new invention.
Why can't you just let the people be different? There's no reason that the whole world has to be like us.
Yes, there is, Private Mark. In my day, all the nutcrackers were made out of wood. There's something special about wood. You build something out of wood and you know what you've got, like a baseball bat or a violin or a nutcracker. But people, you just never know what they're thinking. So that's why I became a scientist, so I could find some way to make all the people just like us. And after endless, painstaking, exhausting, countless minutes of research, I finally came up with it. The Woodinator wand, patent pending.
The Woodinator?
Yes, the Woodinator, patent pending. It turns people into wood.
Wood? Is it mad you'd be?
Sure he's mad, Patrolman Holiday. That's why we come to Mad Science guy.
But sure, and he cannot be turning the whole great world into wood. Can you imagine, Mr. Scientist, how the wee twittering birdies turned to wood?
Yes, we already have them now in cuckoo clocks.
Yes, but can you imagine the forest animals turn to wood? Or the forests themselves turn to wood?
Mark, they're trees. They are made of wood.
You see, it's happening already. But the people, Patrolman, not the people. We have to stop that mad scientist before he turns them to wood. They're so flexible and full of life. I couldn't imagine them all stiff and wooden like a big log.
Except maybe for that one also serious fella on the Nosy channel. It's too late for him. Hey, Madman, are you sure you haven't already used that Woodinator what's-this-and on that TV Nosy fella?
No, but I will. With this Woodinator, patent pending, I shall woodinate all of Steubenville.
But why?
I'll tell you. Dutch people may have a wooden shoe. Ahab had a peg leg.
We've got two.
Washington had wooden teeth.
No, they were born
With wood beneath, it's my belief.
Forget the teeth.
That wooden things are best, yes. Pinocchio was also made of wood.
He is a very little boy if he's good.
But if he would, he won't be wood.
And all we know that's good is wood.
He would be wood.
He would, he would, he would, he would be wood.
Good.
Think how many things are made of wood.
My rifle stock.
My gondola pole.
Think how many non-good things aren't wood.
My paper plates.
My plastic spoons. My plastic forks.
My plastic bowl.
Nutcrackers are wooden.
People are human and
Ball bats are wood.
No, some are aluminum, but every batter on my team says wooden bats are so supreme.
A metal bat will leave you flat.
my bat is made of wood.
Good. If we can find wood in all we see, oh, what a wood world it would be.
But woodinating Steubenville, you won't succeed.
Oh, yes, I will.
You can't do this.
Please don't do this!
I will, I will, I will.
Professor Mad Scientist.
Doctor.
Oh, Professor Mad Scientist, Doctor.
No, I'm not a mad scientist.
Well, you're surely letting on to be mad about something. Tell me, Doc, does that woodinator thing really work?
We'll soon find out. I'm going to take it down to the visitor center and try it out on all the visitors.
Mark, Vincenzo, we've got to stop him. If he'll be turning all those lovely people into wood, can you imagine what that would be like?
A daily briefing at the bureaucracy committee?
Worse than that?
A minute of Fillmore, a fun club.
Worse than that?
What could be worse than that?
The Department of Internal Revenue.
Oh, no!
Well, let's go before it's too late. Come on, let's go.
Patrolman Holiday, I'm glad to see you. You seem to understand the other nutcrackers. You tell me, do you think that mad scientist is acting peculiar lately?
Well, of course he's acting peculiar, Grandma. He's the mad scientist.
No. I mean, peculiar even for him. I think he has a respiratory ailment.
Respiratory? But nutcrackers don't have lungs. The only moving part is that wee lever on the back that works our jaw.
What makes you think the mad scientist has breathing problems, Grandma?
Well, I keep seeing him grabbing his chest and exhaling all at once like this.
I saw him do that too. And that's what humans do when they're in love.
But that's ridiculous. The mad scientist is not a human. It is a nutcracker he is. Nutcrackers don't be falling in love.
Speak for yourself. I was in love with you once, in case you hadn't noticed. Miss Adelaide, I think you're right. I think the mad scientist is in love, and I think I know with who.
With whom, Clara?
With Missum Nelson, that's who
With Miss Nelson? But that's ridiculous. She doesn't even know he's alive. She could never see him as anything other than a wooden decoration.
Well, that happens in love sometimes, Miss Adelaide. Look at Patrolman Holiday and me.
Yes, and Private Mark in you, and every other single man in you. That's not love, Clara. That's flirtation. You're only a doll, after all. A little wooden doll.
Miss Adelaide, just because you're my teacher doesn't mean you know everything. I may be flirting with all the boys one by one, but that doesn't mean I don't know what love is. And I may be made of wood, but that doesn't mean I can't feel. Even wooden hearts can fall in love. Even hearts of pine, I do a pine can pine. Even hearts of poplar.
Can somebody stop her?
They can reach an elm or beech and two hearts can combine. Even oaken hearts can fall in love. Even hearts of teak with their unique physique. Every wood has passion, loving in its fashion. Even maple can't escape a loving aspen with her clasp and ashes, birches, larches, spruces,
Cedar, cherry, elder, hemlock,
Cypress, balsam, hickory, ebony,
Dogwood, redwood, boxwood, willow.
walnut, pecan, locust, sycamore,
white pine,
Black pine.
red pine,
jack pine,
eucalyptus.
eucalyptus.
Eucalyptus. Even if we grant wood hearts can love, even hearts we know can tell us no. You know, maple heart or oaken, all hearts can be broken. If the one our heart belongs to cannot ever know. Even if a sourpuss could know love, she can know he's here if she can't hear him, dear. He can serenade her with his woodinator. We must stop him, now I fear.
Though he is a scientist, I must insist he loves like this. That is, I mean, he may be mean, but I think we can intervene.
I don't know what you're thinking of. I don't believe that guy can love. You say a wooden heart can fall in love, but he's no heart at all.
I know he seems that way to you, but I think he has feelings too. Whatever is behind his story, life is not a laboratory.
I don't think we can take the chance that scientist can find romance, and on my honor as a cop, I'll find a way to make him stop.
We'll make him stop.
we'll make him stop,
We'll make him stop. We'll make him stop.
Even scientists can fall in love. Even hearts of oak can love their low cliff oak. A heart with someone else in won't look at Miss Nelson. Surely you can be that someone.
Surely that's a joke.
Why are you afraid? if you like science and technical appliance, you could change his wooden mind.
Oh, Clara, what you're suggesting is just, well, it's just ridiculous. And, well, we'll talk about this later. Private Mark is coming.
Oh, good. I'm glad I got you all here. I need to tell you something.
Yes, everybody gather round so I can give you your assignments and we can capture this mad scientist more efficiently.
Excuse me, I am the one with the military training here. Why are you giving the orders?
Because I'm the grandma, that's why.
Oh, yes. I am sorry. But I did have something to say.
Well, what is it, Private Mark? It does sound important.
Yes, we've had to call in the NSA.
The NSA?
It's the Nutcracker Security Administration.
The Nutcracker Security Administration? What's that?
Well, so far, it's merely myself.
Oh, so this agency is recently formed.
Very recently formed.
Very, very recently found.
Okay, Sonny, we get the picture. Well, what is the emergency, Private Mark?
Well, Patrolman, since you are the head of this newly formed agency, perhaps you should brief the public.
Thank you, Private Mark. Ladies and gentlemen, the Nutcracker Village is on the edge of mortal peril. Our own mad scientist is convinced that he needs to turn all of Steubenville into wood. He has some kind of cockamamie contraption called a woodinator wand.
A woodinator wand?
I'm a-tinking. Why in the world would that mad science guy want to turn the people into wood?
A grand question, Vincenzo. Sure, and it don't be making a lick of sense. But he's after being stuck on the notion that human people are too changeable and need to be more solid like us nutcrackers.
That may be what he says, but I have a different theory, which I think makes more sense. I think the mad scientist wants to turn all the people into wood so he can be Miss Nelson's boyfriend.
Miss Nelson's boyfriend?
Where did you get a theory like that?
Oh, a young woman knows these things.
Oh, yes, a young woman. We old nutcrackers don't know anything about being in love.
Oh, I didn't mean that, Grandma. In fact, you were the one who noticed the mad scientist sighing. And Miss Adelaide says that's what humans do when they're in love.
So, how much time do we have, Patrolman?
A wee bit and no more. So far, we've been able to put the stall on him, and we telling him that he needs to get a permit for his woodinator. He's at the Nutcracker Courthouse now, filling out the forms. But such slick and sly strategistics won't be holding him forever. I'm going to need to deputize y'all so that you can be surrounding him and I can be grabbing his woodinator.
But why didn't you grab it earlier when you saw him?
Oh, I dared not, miss. There's a chance that it may go off and hit a human being.
Oh, so it's okay if it goes off and hits one of us then, I suppose.
Oh, to be sure, miss. Perfectly harmless to us. We be already made of wood.
Oh, well, that does seem to take care of the problem of the woodinator, but somehow I don't think it will solve the problem altogether. We'll still have the issue of the mad scientist being a cranky old sourpuss.
You're right, Miss Adelaide. He sure is a real sour lemon. But do you know what Mama Rosa used to do when someone was being a sour Tony? She'd have pulled something out from the oven.
Let me guess. DeCarlo's Pizza.
DeCarlo's Pizza would be great anytime. But I was thinking about something a little more sweet, maybe like an agrodolce. When someone was being a sour Tony, she'd make a biscotti, she'd make a tiramisu, maybe even angel food cake.
Say, that's not a bad idea. And I'm glad you're here, Baker. Everyone in the Nutcracker Village goes into your bakery, so you must know everyone's favorite sweet. What does the mad scientist get when he comes in? I bet he gets that delicious sweet potato pie.
No, everyone gets that from the little snack shack. No one can equal their sweet potato pie.
Well, what does he get? Red velvet cake?
Just bread.
Oh.
Cinnamon bread?
Sourdough.
Well, think, everyone. We have to find some way to get something sweet into his system.
I know. If I'm right about the mad scientist's crush on Miss Nelson, he might eat anything if he thought Miss Nelson liked it. What are a human's favorite sweets? I bet they don't like cakes and pies and cookies like Grandma used to bake.
Nobody bakes like Grandma used to bake.
Almost nobody.
Humans eating cakes and cookies? That's ridiculous. But I do remember seeing a Russian ballet about nutcrackers once, and there were human children in it. And their favorite sweet was sugar plums.
Sugar plums? Yuck. Is that the best they could do for a human treat?
No Irish apple cake?
No.
No cheesecake?
Nope, just sugar plums.
Well, I'm glad I'm not one of those children in that Russian ballet. You know what I'd say if they tried to give me sugar plums?
No, what are you, stick ladder?
I'd say this. All we have for sweets is sugar plums, sugar plums, sugar plums, every stinking day. If we only had some Reese's Cups,
Gourmet bears, almond joys.
that would be okay.
But we don't.
All we have for sweets is sugar plums, sugar plums, sugar plums, morning, noon, and night, only sugar plums. No Three Musketeers,
No peanut M&M's.
Just some stinking sugar plums.
if it were not for my sweet tooth, I could put up with sugar plums, eat only sugar plums, even a sugar plum when the tree's sweet. But if I had a baby Ruth, I would trash all the sugar plums, spit out the sugar plums, throw all the sugar plums into the street. But Tootsie Rolls and Toblerone and Nestle Crunch are calling to me.
Mounds.
Hey,
Hershey.
Nestle. Wonka.
Twizzlers.
Skittles.
Oh,
Cowtail.
Zagnut.
Good bar.
Take 5.
100 grams.
original cut.
Anything but sugar plums.
But it could be worse than sugar plums, sugar plums, sugar plums.
Gee, what could be worse?
They could give you only broccoli,
Brussels sprouts.
Cauliflower.
escarole, and kale.
That would be much worse.
You don't have to stick to sugar plums, sugar plums, sugar plums. Not while I am here. I could bake a cake. I could bake a pie. I could bake a tart.
That would melt his wooden heart.
So, what's it gonna be, Nutcracker Gang? Cake? Pie? Cookies?
How about a candy cane? Nothing says holiday cheer like a candy cane.
Oh, but you can't be baking a candy cane. How about a pie?
No, candy cane.
Pie.
Candy cane.
Pie.
Candy cane.
Pie.
That's enough arguing, you two. Let's compromise. Private Mark, you want a candy cane? And Patrolman Holiday, you want a pie? Grandma, could you bake us a candy cane pie like you used to make?
Candy cane
pie?
Excuse me. I am a baker, you know.
Oh, yes, you are, and you should do the honors. I don't bake much more anyway, but I could help.
Sure, I could use the company.
Well, get to it, Baker. And you too, Grandma.
Now, the rest of us, let's be gathering strategies. If that pie doesn't work, we're going to need a backup plan.
I have had about enough of this. I've had Private Mark telling me I can't do this. Then I have Patrolman H. Holiday telling me I can't do that. Then Vincenzo, the gondolier, is telling me, you're not gonna do nothing. Then I have to stand in line down at the Nutcracker courthouse. I finally get the paperwork, and I have to fill it out. Then I have to stand in line again just to turn it in. And you know how that makes me feel? It makes me feel absolutely giddy with love. I'm like a schoolboy because it's all for a good cause. I can put up with the standing in line and filling out the paperwork and all the rest because it'll be worth it when I have my true love, Miss Nelson, next to me in the flesh. No, not in the flesh, in the wood. I've never felt like this before. Well, succeeding in my first laboratory experiment was close, but this goes so far beyond that. I didn't know that autoclaves and centrifuges and electron microscopes could make me feel this way. I'm as light as a photon. I'm as free as a valence electron of a chloride ion. I thought that science was king. I thought that nothing was nicer. Suddenly Miss Nelson came along, and my heart exploded into song. And I knew that life outside the lab was just a little more appealing. I put my books aside. I could see only Miss Nelson. I knew life could be so very good if Miss Nelson could be turned to wood. And we'd waltz around together, wound together, bound together, found together here. If she'd only be with me, you'll see I'll make her wooden dance and chance romance. I'll make her wooden fly nearby, and I will make her wooden. She would then be wood just like me. It would be so great if fate would state, just make her wooden stand the grand command, and make her wooden reach beyond this one, and make her wooden. She would then be wood like me. Nobody understands. They think my passion is crazy. Well, if this mad scientist is mad, and if they don't like it, well, too bad. I will turn the city into wood if only she could be beside me. I see it in my dreams. She and I dancing together, even though I've never danced a step. I'm an uncoordinated schlep. Somehow in my dreams and in my schemes, it really seems we float on beams that waltz around. If she'd only be with me, you'll see I'll make her wooden dance and chance romance. I'll make her wooden fly nearby, and I will make her wooden. Please let her be wood like me. It would be so great if fate would state, just make her wooden stand the grand command, and make her wooden flight beyond this one, and make her wooden. Please let her be wood like me.
And here it is. And if I do say so myself, I think this is my best pie ever. Crunchy pieces of candy cane, which I cracked myself, by the way, in my powerful nutcracker jaws.
Ew, yuck. You had those in your mouth?
Clara, we are nutcrackers. That is what we do, after all.
Oh, sorry, Baker.
chocolate graham cracker crust,
which I crumbled,
my homemade vanilla pudding,
which I stirred,
candy canes, as I mentioned,
which he crunched because I forgot to put my teeth in,
some of my secret ingredients,
and some of mine,
and some of Grandma's.
Great job, Baker. Great job, Grandma. This looks delicious. Now, I think the mad scientist needs to feel that someone is on his side. So I'll go act like I sympathize with him and try to get him to taste some of the pie. May I, Baker?
Certainly, Miss Adelaide.
Okay, here goes nothing. This smells so good. This smells so good. This smells so good. Oh, Dr. Mad Scientist, I didn't see you there. Doesn't this candy cane pie look absolutely delicious?
Candy cane pie? What in the world is candy cane pie?
It's the latest dessert craze. Would you like to try a slice?
A slice of that? I must tell you, Miss Adelaide, I do not eat sweets.
Yeah, no fooling.
What was that?
I said this pie has me drooling.
It has me holding my nose. That looks disgusting.
You know, I thought that to myself as well. I said, who in the world would eat such a thing as candy cane pie? And then wouldn't you know, I had my answer. I saw Miss Nelson eating it.
Miss Nelson?
Yes, I heard Miss Nelson say that candy cane pie is her absolutely favorite dessert in the whole world, and that she could never like somebody who didn't like candy cane pie.
Miss Nelson said that?
She did.
Why, then I must have some.
By all means, take the whole pie. Well, aren't you going to eat it?
Oh, yes, of course. If Miss Nelson likes candy cane pie, then I must. But you're a teacher, Miss Adelaide. You know the rules of good nutrition. Sweets can be a very important part of a balanced diet, but they should never be eaten until you've had your full portion of vegetables and proteins. So I'll save this for dessert after dinner. But right now, I've got to go try out my Woodinator wand, patent pending, on the people downtown. If it works there, why then I could Woodinate the whole world.
He didn't take the bait.
Oh, I thought it was a pie.
Well, yes, the bait was the pie.
But he did take the pie.
Yes, but he didn't take the bait.
I'm confused.
Never mind. We've got to get everyone together again.
Oh, Miss Adelaide, if my pie didn't work, then ask her, Clara. What are we to do?
Oh, I know what you'll say, Miss Adelaide. You'll say, we must be very calm.
Calm, right, calm.
And we must be very rational.
Rational, check.
And no yelling.
Yelling is out. Yelling is out.
Private Mark, Patrolman Holiday, help, help!
Miss Adelaide, not so loud. What's the matter? You're always the calm one. Why are you so upset?
Because, Clara, he didn't take the bait. And now he's going downtown to turn all of Steubenville into wood.
You know, I was thinking, Miss Adelaide, and I thought, well, what's the matter with turning all the people into wood? I mean, we're made of wood, and people come to see us in our own Nutcracker Village.
Say, Miss Adelaide, what if Clara's right? So what if the mad scientist waves his magic wand and turns all the people into wood? What's the big deal?
I'll tell you what the big deal is. Claire just said it. People come from all over Steubenville and from faraway kingdoms like Mingo Junction and Wintersville just to see us. And that makes us special. And I like being special. But suddenly, if everywhere is wooden like the Nutcracker Village, then no one would come and see us because everywhere would be the Nutcracker Village. And we wouldn't be special anymore.
Now that you mention it, Miss Adelaide, I like being special too.
Everyone likes to be special. I should know. I've never had to write Happy Birthday Anonymous on a cake.
We all want to be special. We all like to feel special in our Advent Village chalice.
Sing Tchaikovsky. Tchaikovsky ballets.
Yes, we all like to feel special.
Even local small town actors dressing up like big nutcrackers.
And though I am a simple grandma, still I am a grandma-rama.
Our mad scientist wants to feel special, so he takes his woodinator
And he acts just like Darth Vader.
Even I like to feel special.
Which is why I went and told you that I want to date a soldier. When a girl wants to feel special, she will want a guy to take her to a jeweler
Or a baker.
When a gran wants to feel special, she won't be a happy camper till she snuggles with her grandpa.
But our scientist has no one, and he seems so all alone. And
His behavior's getting stranger.
but he's really not a danger.
He's a danger, he's a danger, he's a danger, he's a...
Oh, Nutcrackers, I have a terrible feeling that we've contributed to the mad scientist problem.
Now, wait just a minute, Miss Sociologist. This isn't one of those it's all society's faults plays, is it? I demand to see the writers.
Well, don't look at us.
No, that's not what I mean. All I'm saying is that I think I'm closer to understanding where the mad scientist is coming from. And when you're closer to understanding someone, you're also closer to...
Snag him, that bagger.
Throwing his mangy hide in the slammer.
Looking up the door and a throne with a key.
I can see I have my work cut out for me.
Where did that no good, woodinating, test tube busting scientist go anyway?
I don't know. Last I heard, he said he was going downtown to turn all of Steubenville into wood.
What is it that you're hearing on the scanner there, Patrolman?
It's coming over me earphones now. He was last seen headed for the Masonic Hall.
The Masonic Hall? But there's a show going on there right now.
Oh no! All those people, they'll be turned to wood.
Well, we have to go. Which way is the Masonic Hall? Right, let's go!
Aha! People of Steubenville, it is I, the mad scientist Nutcracker, and I am here to woodinate all of you.
Woodinate? What's that?
Well, I'll tell you. This stick here is my woodinator wand, patent pending. And with it, I'm going to turn all of Steubenville into wood so I can be with my true love, Miss Nelson.
Not so fast, mad scientist. We've got you cornered.
Cornered? Not likely. This theater has lots of corners. And as fast as you are, Private Mark, I could always outrun you. But you can't outrun two of us.
Or three of us.
Or four of us.
Or eight, no. Miss Adelaide, what comes after 4?
Or all of us. Nutcrackers, let's get him!
You think you have me trapped? But have you forgotten where you are?
We're in the Masonic Hall, so what?
I'll tell you so what. We Nutcrackers are in the performance area. But do you know what's out there?
These are the seats.
But what's in the seats? People. You can't see them because of the magic of the theater. but they're out there. And if you nutcrackers come one step closer, I'll turn them all into wood. And there's nothing you can do about it. Nyah, nyah. Nyah, nyah, nyah. I think I'll make the first row maple.
Maple? But that's ridiculous. I've been teaching school half my life, and I've never heard of maple being in the front row.
No?
No, the front row is where all the poplar kids sit.
Oh, that one could kill brain cells. Just for that, I'm going to make them all oak. On a count of 3, it'll all be over. 1, Peace!
Well, splinter my backside, it's St. Nicholas.
St. Nicholas! It's St. Nicholas! Santa Nicola!
Hagios Nikolaos!
What did you just say, Baker?
Hagios Nikolaos. It's Greek. Us Greeks, we love St. Nikolaos. We call him Nikolaos ha thaumaturgus. It means Nicholas the Wonder Worker. You see, when he raises his crozier...
His what?
His crozier?
Oh, you mean that grocery store down at Hollywood Plaza?
No, that's Kroger. A crozier is a shepherd's hook that the bishops carried to mark them as shepherds of the people. You see, St. Nikolaos was the bishop of Myra in what is now Turkey, so he carries a crozier.
Oh, you mean his St. Nick stick.
You're right, Clara. The St. Nick stick. Now, I have been watching and listening to all of this, as I always do, and this must stop. Mad scientist, step forward. Dr. Barry M. Chemical, this act of yours is completely selfish. You want to turn all of these good people into wood, just so you can be with Miss Nelson. Oh, shame on you, Dr. Chemical. It is a very selfish act of yours, and this selfishness must cease.
Oh, you're not the boss of me, Nicholas. And don't think I'm going to back off just because you wave your crow's nest.
Crozier?
Whatever. You don't think you can stop me, do you?
No, of course not, Dr. Chemical. Do you know something, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? The mad scientist is right. I need more than just my crozier to help turn the heart of a mad scientist. Oh, I've turned hearts before, some of them even stiffer than his wooden heart. But I've always needed special help, and I need that help now. I need help from humans. Now, you've been listening and watching all of this too, although the Nutcrackers didn't know you were watching them.
You mean there are people out there?
And they can hear us? Oh, that's impossible.
It's contrary to the laws of Nutcracker physics.
Ordinarily, yes, Miss Adelaide, but the definition of a miracle is the suspension of the ordinary laws of nature.
Oh, it's like what I said before. We call him Nikolaos ha thaumaturgus. Nicholas the Wonder Worker. But that can also be translated as miracle worker.
Miracle? Sure, and miracle is the word, Baker. Look, I can see them. Oh, just like us nutcrackers they look, only not quite so wooden. And they can see us. Hello, humans.
So, we need your help. From Nutcrackers and humans. We've got to convince the mad scientist that what he's doing is wrong. And here's how we're going to do it. Oh, children, we especially need your help. We need you all to use your little candy canes.
Your St. Nick sticks.
Yes, Miss Adelaide, again, your St. Nick sticks. And we want you to hold your St. Nick sticks over to the mad scientist. And we want you to put all of your innocence, all of your joy, all of your good thoughts into your St. Nick sticks and hold them over to the mad scientist. Now, do you think you can do that? Good. Well then, here we go. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
That's ridiculous, Nicholas. No, that's ridiculous, Nicholas. What I mean is, do you really think a wicked heart will just change because you wave some candy canes and think good thoughts? Do you seriously expect that mad scientist to change his mind and say, oh, gee, I'm sorry?
Oh, gee, I'm sorry. I just realized now that I was being selfish. I can't take away these humans' humanness. It's what makes them special.
And we all want to be special.
I'm sorry, people of Steubenville. I hope you can find it in your hearts to forgive me.
Oh, I'm sure they forgive you, Barry. You see, we all can be selfish at one time or another, but the important thing is you realized it before it was too late.
Dr. Mad Scientist, are you okay?
I am now. And call me Barry.
I'd like that, Barry.
It's very kind of you to be so nice to me, Miss Adelaide, when I was so mean.
Well, yes, you did have your mean moments.
But not to you.
No, not to me, Barry.
I've always admired you, Miss Adelaide. I've always thought of you as the most, scientific of all the other nutcrackers.
Well, I am a teacher, Barry.
Miss Adelaide.
Yes, Barry.
Would you do me the honor of joining me for a piece of candy cane pie?
Is this a date, Barry?
Well, I always have been partial to women made of wood.
Well, what about Miss Nelson?
Oh, that's right. Poor Miss Nelson. If you and I become an item, what's to become of Miss Nelson? Oh, she'll be so lonely.
St. Nicholas, you're a saint, and saints have the gift of prophecy. Do you know what will happen to Miss Nelson?
Yes, I do. Miss Nelson will marry a musician and live happily ever after.
A musician. Isn't that wonderful, Barry? Now, how about that pie?
Oh, yes, of course. Here we are.
Oh, no, you first, please. I insist. Isn't that right, everyone?
Yes.
Frankly, Dr. Chemical, we've all just been waiting for you to get something sweet in you. Go on, take just a bite.
All right. Here goes nothing.
What is it, Barry? What's wrong?
This tastes like wood. I hate wood.
Well, that's our show. You've gotten to know us humans and them nutcrackers for the past hour. Now, we would like to step forward and say thank you. Now it's time to go visit our nutcrackers down at the Nutcracker Village.
Woo! Because now you know we can hear you. We can't move or speak once we leave the magic of the theater, but we can hear you. And maybe, just maybe, if you look out of the corner of your eye and you use your St. Nick stick, you might just see a wink or the start of a smile.
And the music, when she's over, we're going to extend the Nutcracker magic so that we can greet you and open our hearts to you.
Because you all know what they say about wooden hearts.
Even wooden hearts can fall in love.
Even hearts like mine can now combine with thine.
Now the story ends though.
Not yet, Vincenzo. Not until each guy can try to sing one final line.
Even a patrolman's heart grown cold, even that can warm if he'll reform. I'm for 'em.
But what if he's a faker?
I assure you, Baker, I will stay as good as gold.
Even wooden hearts must part with friends.
Gondoliering, I must say goodbye.
Goodbye.
So long.
See you later. Say goodbye, narrator.
Actually, I prefer MC. Farewell, folks.
And from all of us to all of you, have the merriest of Christmases.